All right, so just for the recording, this is me versus Jester on Batman versus Wally West. Batman.
Can we also not do like, I want to make it super clear because I don't want any arguments like, oh, he wouldn't like hurt this guy in character. We're doing them at their fullest potential possible, like trying to kill
What
each
do you
other.
mean by
Right?
fullest potential? Just fully non-holding back?
Yes, they're trying to kill each other.
Okay, yeah. If that's
Other
what you
than
mean,
that, I'm cool. Everything else, yeah. Okay.
yeah, I agree with that.
Cool. Okay. Why do you think Batman wins?
Yeah, I'll just start off with this actually. Hold on.
You might be a card. Yeah.
Who the fuck? All right.
It's gonna be a 6D debate. Oh my god. Can you pass me a caramel apple? Thank you.
What do you say?
Please.
Please what?
Yo, this is crazy work.
Can you hand me my water?
What?
Can you hand me my water?
Wow. That's diabolical. I'm not gonna lie, that is crazy. This guy's cooking up the argument right now.
I have to grab the scans, bro. I got a lot of Batman scans, bro.
Moose, I did just get pressed, bro. I got pressed. I had to pick something up from my girlfriend that's like right across from her. I'm further from it. She smiled
All
at
right,
me.
yeah. Check scans. Yeah, so the argument is that everyone in the Trinity, that the Trinity is the three most powerful characters, and that Wally is external from the Trinity, so he's less powerful than them.
Let me see the scan.
Got you, bro.
We're running this actually in 2025.
What's so funny, bro?
Let me see. Where are you posting it?
In scans.
Let me see.
You laughed at the scans before even seeing it? That's crazy, bro.
I couldn't find that. Well, I heard you make the argument. I don't agree. I thought it was funny.
So what's so funny about the argument?
I think that's bullshit. I think that you're trying to assert that Batman's stronger than every single hero because of probably some like weird narrative argument. But let me see. Where is it saying this again?
Okay, no, it wasn't based on a narrative argument, and no, not every single hero, just one's exclusive to the Trinity.
Wonder Woman, Superman, and Batman are the most powerful heroes on Earth. These three sometimes work together to defeat the most evil supervillains. And this is from what again?
I can send you. Hold on. It's a guidebook.
Is a guidebook?
Yep.
Yeah, that I'd probably assert death to the author here. I think this author is incorrect. That's fine.
So, what do you mean by death of the author?
I think I think there's like thousands of DC authors, and I think this one author writing a guidebook is inserting an opinion that I think is like consistently incorrect.
Okay, yeah. So when you say death of the author, it typically just means that the intention of the author doesn't decide what the substance of the fiction means, right? So the intention of the author isn't identical to the the material of the fiction. All this asserts here is the direct material. So independently of his intention, this material is going to be here asserting this.
You're not understanding. I think that this material is his intention. That's why I said there's thousands of these authors, and a lot of times the material. Okay, you're not understanding. There's thousands of these authors, and a lot of the times the material contradicts each other. So you have to pick out what's mostly consistent. I think that this guy's inserting material, and his intention of this material is to try to assert something that I just don't think is consistently true in DC. You could never prove that Batman is faster than Wally. I think honestly this scan is bullshit. Like I don't think that one guidebook is ever. I don't think one guidebook is ever gonna overwrite like thousands and thousands of like shit from other comic books because you just can never prove Batman's faster than Wally and he's not gonna speed blitz him and decapitate him off the fucking back of the debate. Like,
yeah, so that was like Okay, yeah, so that was like the straw man of fucking doom and despair. So firstly, I wasn't ever asserting that Batman is faster than Wally West so that he could somehow speed blitz him, or that I asserted that he's genuinely more powerful than him. And secondly, you said that the material is the intention. I would like for you to prove that somehow that the material itself is the intention of the author when he wrote this material. And then, yeah, you asserted that thousands
back to yourself. Can you repeat that sentence back to yourself?
Wait, hold on. He just bitched about me apparently loud micing him, and he wanted moderation, just to immediately come up when I started giving
You're
him an
kind of
argument
loud
after he
mic.
gave me three arguments. But anyways,
I
as
think
I
you're
was saying
putting.
though, yeah, it's not that I have a loud mic. I'm just speaking loudly because you tried to overtalk me. So I'm going to continue my argument, and my argument was that you said that there's other thousands of instances. I want you to please give me those other thousands of instances that somehow contradict this.
Okay, so you're not tracking. So first off,
Okay, where's the mistrack?
I'm gonna do the mistrack right now. So
Okay.
the guidebook is his intention because the like author's obviously putting out something from his perspective of DC and his authority, and he's asserting inside the guidebook that these guys are the strongest heroes. That's from that author in specific. So definitionally, that would literally be his intention. Number one. So number two, when I say that there could be thousands of instances, all I'm asserting is that consistently through DC, unless you disagree with this notion, Wally West is like somebody who's viewed at consistently able to be able to speed blitz and fucking kill Batman. Like he performs feats from all his comics that are consistently faster than anything Batman's ever done. So I'm saying if it's consistent throughout DC that this is somebody that's way faster than another character and he could just speed blitz him and one shot him and decapitate him and kill him, it just doesn't make any sense for this guy to be able to assert that these guys are stronger than every single other hero no matter what, and that contradicts the writing of all the other authors. So I think that's a bad argument. That's the reason why I think it's a bad argument. Do you have a counter argument for that?
Yeah, so you said that the material is going to be the intention because that's the intention that they had when they wrote this. That doesn't mean that the material and intention can be identical. It just means that the intention is what brought life this material. So the only thing that Death the Author asserts is that you cannot change the meaning of this material based on the intention, not that the intention is what allows this material. And again, you just said, well, it could be the case that there's thousands of instances. Then you then asserted that there is the case that there's many, many instances where Wally has just outfeats of Batman. And again, I'm going to ask you to prove that.
Okay. Wally consistently in most of his comics is moving either massively faster than light or like moving and traveling through time. This happens in Flash War, and we see like Reverse Flash capable of doing this when he fights Batman and fucks him up badly. So like we just know that like Wally skills way above Batman. I mean, no, sorry. Wally skills way above a Reverse Flash that Batman fought in Doomsday Clock, and in most of his comics, he's like I'm telling you, moving MFTL or immeasurable speeds, and Batman does not move at those speeds. So all the argument dumbs down to it is whether or not I'm using depth to the author or not, whether or not I'm using the correct definition of it. What I mean by depth to the author in this instance, or what I'm talking about right now specifically, is that it's just this one statement by this specific author wouldn't override the consistency that Wally West would be able to one shot this guy. So like I'm
Yeah.
literally asking you, yeah, I'm asking you right now, can you prove that? Can you prove the claim that do you have any evidence like that like supports this like comic panel you're showing me here? Because I've just given you this direct scaling for Wally West, I mean above Batman, that would contradict that statement right there. So do you have anything for that?
Yeah, so the first response is you said that Wally moves FTO, I mean, sorry, MFTO, and it's something Batman doesn't do. That's just kind of begging the question because what I'm asserting here is that Batman is, or sorry, at least more powerful than Wally. So just giving or asserting some sort of quantifier of Flash would just then support Batman scaling, which means that he's faster than someone that's able to go MFTO. So I want you to prove that he can't go MFTO. Then you said that Flash fucks up Batman in Flash War. I want you to show that. You also said that Wally beat up Reverse Flash, you beat up Batman in Doomsday Clock. I want you to also show that.
Yeah, here. Yeah, it fucks him up bad. Where was it? Like he fucks him up pretty bad. Where's the spread panel for this? This is part of the fight.
Yeah, we got cloud, bro. 42 in the audience, but we're going crazy, bro.
Where's this, bro? This scan channel location is fucking confusing, man. Where is it? I don't know why. I found it again. This is the bigger spread of the fight, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, this is really the only I found it. This is really the only claim I need to prove. I mean, if it's like I'm putting your statement into question. I'm saying your statement is inconsistent with what like the overall narrative of DC is portraying. Like we just know that like these speedster characters are just like. Do you not like why like durability is irrelevant to these guys, right? Just curious before I move on.
That durability is relevant to these guys? Nah, I don't, bro. Go ahead and tell me, bro.
They could just like phase through like bodies and like mess up your insides. Like, do you think Batman's resistant to that, or
Yeah, you probably can be resistant to that. Depends on what you show me.
them phasing? Like you see it work on Batman. There, he phases. Batman phases through him. Like they could
Yeah,
phase through Batman's
yeah. I
body and
actually see in this instance
rearrange it.
Batman literally harming Reverse Flash that he's trying to face. So if anything, it just shows the instance against what you're trying to argue.
He's getting blitzed and violated. You're just like misrepresenting the scan. Like that's
Okay,
okay.
yeah. So
Like
I'm just gonna respond to this by saying, yeah, no, it's fine.
wait,
You
that's
can
not
continue.
wait. Well, yeah, I'm trying to say that I don't think durability in terms of like in this debate, at least with Batman, I don't think like somebody's durability is like really relevant unless like there's some like universal god. Like they could just phase through his body and like rearrange all his insides. So that's like the one point that I'm trying to put out for it. But other than that, I think that these speedster guys are just consistently like blitz tiers above Batman. Like they're just gonna kill him.
Yeah, so like the initial response I'm going to give is that you said that it's the overall narrative of these speedsters just being way faster, something like that. That's what's in question. If you're just going to show one instance, doesn't show the overall consistent narrative. All that's being shown right now is one depiction versus my depiction. Doesn't show that yours is more consistent. And again, you keep
You want me
repeating that
to?
you can just phase.
You
Hold
want me
on,
to?
let me swing a point. Let me make a point. I'll let you
I'm
finish your
asking.
point.
I'm
So
asking if you want me
yo,
to
hold
show.
on, yo, you can
I'm
show
gonna
it
let you
after I make my
continue.
point. You
I'm gonna
can
let
you
you
can show
continue.
after I make my point. Okay, you can let me continue. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so and then secondly, you said something about that they can just phase through Batman again. That's what I'm gonna put into question is why do you think they can phase through Batman? Literally this instant you showed shows Batman being able to harm Reverse Flash when he's very clearly trying to phase through him. And then I can just debunk this anti-feat to being in an instance where Batman isn't using the Barbados amp. You agreed that this is a direct contradiction to the guidebook that I sent, which is a form of evidence. So when we have two evidence that somehow contradict each other, it's a lot less likely to say that the evidence or something that's happening within the DC narrative is that these two things are happening simultaneously that entail negations of each other. So it's not like there's a tree and there's not a tree here at the same time. We can the much more plausible explanation is that in this instance, Batman is just not using the Barbados amp. Go ahead.
Okay. I don't know why Barbados's amp of Batman is like standard Batman gear. I don't know why he usually fights doing that. So when we speak of Batman, I don't know why we're including an external amp from Barbados. Number one, that's not my first issue with that. Number two, um, you're showing a scan. I'm putting the scan in question because I'm saying we clearly see that this is incorrect. I'm putting the author's integrity into question. I'm saying he's putting this down and he's just yapping because there's a whole lot of authors and obviously like what's portrayed outside of that is that he's not able to do that. So if you're saying, oh, there's just one instance, it doesn't matter, but we're literally seeing Batman lose to somebody who's been beaten by the Flash family more times than I could even count in my fucking years of life. It's not a good argument because like the Flash family is like bullets tiers above this guy. They've beaten him like almost every single issue since like fucking Golden Age. Like they do this all the time. Barry Allen does it, and Barry Allen concedes that Wally's way faster than him. He's just a faster Flash. So that's what I'm saying. The consistency here stems from that. If Reverse Flash is able to beat Batman and Barry could beat Reverse Flash and Barry doesn't think that he's even faster than Wally, you don't have an argument. That scan is just fucking wrong.
Yeah, okay, so the first thing you question is why does this Barbados amp part of base gear? This Barbados amp, or sorry, this aspect of Barbados is literally entwined within Batman's body, which is something he can call upon. It's explicitly stated that when he's going past his human limits, he's here using the Barbados amp. So I can literally just use that to
You
show
post
me
scan.
when and when not he's amped. I can send you the scan after I'm done explaining it.
Can you send the scan so I can see what you're talking about?
Okay, yeah, I'll just. He did make multiple points, so I want to let it out first, but okay.
You're supposed to, is the scan chat not this? It's moving. I swear to God, it's moving.
Bro, it's getting speed blitzed. What the fuck?
No, I swear it's at the it was at the bottom of King's Landing and somebody moved it up. I swear I'm losing my mind.
Well, no,
But
shit. No, yeah, because they put some of the channels to the subcategory. That's why.
yeah, I wasn't tweaking. I knew it was moving. I thought I was like literally like losing my mind on this call. But I mean, this is like a ridiculous topic.
This is a fire ass topic, bro.
It's so
Wait, they're
dumb.
putting
Like
important scans or normal scans?
just put it in scans. Like it's just you ratting your mind out here.
I'm not writing at all, but okay, bro. Having given one non-sound argument.
You got it, man. You got it.
I know I do. Head ass boy. Okay, hold on. Let me get the explicit statement that I was referring to.
You're saying the streets are saying Infinity slammed you. Is this true?
Oh no.
Mm,
It's actually a really good debate, bro. You should actually watch it. It's actually pretty fire.
I don't think you'll be watching that anytime soon.
You might get amped, bro. I don't know.
There's a reason why Infinity's record is 3-0 and not 2-0. 2-1.
Yeah,
What?
me getting amped from listening to you debate somebody is a claim.
Yeah, because you learn the arguments from Infinity, you know, and from me. It'd be pretty fire, bro.
Yeah, BB, we will not be listening to that.
I just want to get better, bro. RP, bro. Bro, what the fuck is this other section, bro? What section I put this shit in, bro? Yo, there's like one scan I need to find, bro. Just hold on, bro. Hold on. Where the fuck did I put this shit, bro?
I'm gonna put an outrageous burden of proof on you that I'd love for you to prove when you post this game.
All right, bro. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, it's in here. Yo, on God, yo, anyone see my scans, bro? Please, let me know where the fuck I put this scan, bro. Holy fuck.
Was he actually prepping for this for a week?
No, I have a whole Batman scan server.
Hmm.
I had this shit for a minute.
Okay.
Bro. Holding back.
This dude is funny. Yo, listen, bro. Yeah, I can hate on Mortified what I want. His hair is fire, bro. I don't even know how he gets it like that. That's crazy.
Yo, thank you for the capability website, bro. It's gonna help me out, bro. I'm trolling.
Yeah,
All right, here it is.
Mortified,
I think
bro.
I
What
found
do
it.
you use for your hair? Like that is crazy, actually. Like, how do you keep it like that in those conditions, like sandy weather? That's crazy.
Yo, I'm getting troll ass. Yo, what the fuck is Hermes versus Infinity going on, bro? What the fuck? Why is that poll there?
On the side for polls, bro. I swear that picture's AI. Don't be inbred, bro. I complimented you. I said you have good
Okay, here it
hair.
is.
What is this guy talking about? Do you not agree you have good hair? I don't. Okay, this guy's he's a fucking hate monger. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, that's the scan I was talking about. So I want to respond to other things you said.
Oh, let me see it.
Yeah, I just sent it in scans. So
Uh,
oh yeah. So
which
one of the things you said.
sent?
Oh my
Wait,
god,
you
bro.
sent
I'll explain it after, bro. Let me just finish, bro.
369. You sent like 20 scans. What? Where is it explained?
Bro, I'll explain it after, bro. You gave me like
No,
multiple different
At
arguments, and I'll
least
explain that, and we
no,
can get into that.
I burn a proof to you. I
You
actually
said
forget.
you said you're gonna give me like a crazy
I
burden on
literally,
proof. You haven't given me that.
yes.
You
Okay.
talking about a
I
different burden on
actually,
proof?
well, I'm okay. You're not understanding. You are using the scan to prove the burner proofing you. I'll put on you right now. I'm asking you, where in specifically does it cite the thing that you're claiming? So at least
Okay, yeah, I'll explain that, and then sorry, no, I'll
explain
explain
that
the
right
other parts, and then
now.
I'll explain that. It's fine.
Explain
Yes, it's
that
gonna
right
be
now.
in the conjunctional arguments I'm about to give you. Yes, I'm about to do that right now.
Well,
Calm down.
Where's the scan? You're just a yapper. Where's the scan,
Holy
bro?
fuck, I'm gonna. Yo, can this guy get 7 minutes so I can literally continue my argument? Like, he
Oh
literally
my
made
god,
multiple different arguments. I
no,
understand
don't
he's
prove
terrified of me
anything.
responding to his arguments, so he's trying to prolong the debate so that with the hope that I forget
Let's
the
go.
arguments that he gave so he can immediately go to fucking conclusions. But I want to make the argument against the argument that he gave me.
He's
So
muted.
again, yeah, no, it's fine. Oh yeah, so he put the my instance into question because of other instances. That's what I'm putting the question is, why does your instance more credible or have more credence than the instance that I gave? Your argument is again that's overall DC narrative, or it's more consistent to be this case. I put that into question. His response to saying it's more consistent was that the the Flash family consistently beats someone that beat Reverse Flash that beat Batman, that does not in any way respond to my argument, because what's in question is if the instance of Reverse Flash beating Batman specifically is consistent. So you're saying that people can consistently beat someone that beat Batman one time, the instance of Batman losing isn't consistent, just Reverse Flash consistently losing. I'm also going to put that into question, the Flash family consistently beating Reverse Flash. I'm going to let you just shotgun random arguments you didn't explain. And what else was it I want to explain? Oh yeah, so again, I'm gonna explain this argument again one more time. Is that we both have instances with showing both some form of evidence. My evidence is saying that Batman is more powerful than Wally. Your counter response saying it's not consistent, and there shouldn't be one instance. So how we can do this and how we can fix the issue we're having when we have two contradicting arguments or two contradicting evidences is by explaining the way that allows for both to exist. The way that it exists is through the Barbados amp, and then you ask me what in the scans that I sent explains this. So in the last fucking group of scans I sent, the last collage of scans I sent, Barbados explains to like become a god, to get in this place to the palace, is to accept me. And then he specifically says every time you go past your human limits, you are you accept me. Oh, so you're here, so accepting me. The second one is him specifically saying that Batman has a mark tailored by Barbados and that his whole life has been altered by Barbados. And then the top scan specifically says that Batman's like ability to move, his skill is all influenced and amplified by a great mark. And then explain that mark is the bat. And then that's in the second scan, or sorry, the second collage of scans that I sent, which is Batman Lost. They explain that this mark was specifically by Barbados. Hold on, wait, hold on. I need to also explain, because he put a burden on me, why it's inside of his body. They explicitly state that when there's a mark on someone, they explain the mark as them literally putting an avatar of Barbados within that thing. So when there was a mark on Gotham, they literally explained that that mark was just an avatar of Barbados, and we can even further show credence to this because Barbados is literally trapped in the Dark Multiverse, yet he's still present within Batman after he's been trapped in the Dark Multiverse.
Okay. First off, I want to say that this mod is ass. He sent me 20 fucking scans for something I asked him to evidence, and when I asked him where the scan was, he started screaming at me, and then I got server muted. That's fucking dumb. So it's either him server muting me or just the mod like losing his mind.
I didn't server mute you.
That's fine. I don't really care. That's all I'm saying. Number two. The consistency argument correlates. Like, it's pretty simple. Like, if Batman scales to somebody that, and if that the Flash family like constantly just nays on, like, it would correlate to the case that the Flash family would like narratively consistently be above Batman. And if you want some checks on that, Flash Wars makes that pretty clear. Any interaction previous to Flash War where they fight Zoom or the Reverse Flash, like, or Hunter Zolomon, it's like pretty clear. Barry Allen beats him a couple times. Like, that's the entire plot of Flashpoint as well. Like, they've just beaten him on so many separate instances that, yeah, it is consistent that these guys beat on the Reverse Flash. And if the Reverse Flash could beat up on Batman, then there is a narrative consistency that these guys are above somebody like Batman. So that argument does correlate. It does go through. It does make sense. If you can't make sense of it, that's not my problem. It's not my fault. And then the burden of proof that I like to put on you in terms of the Barbados stuff that we'll talk about now is, like, even if I grant this, to say a Steelman this, right? Are you gonna sit here and assert that you feel like Batman is consistently faster than like a Batman Who Laughs or Dr. Bat Haddon? Do you think that's the case?
I don't know about Dr. Bat Haddon. I don't know why you brought that up, but Batman
Oh,
Who
I'm
Lost,
just asking a question.
yeah,
No, so
sure,
yeah,
Batman Who Lost,
the
yeah, you've seen him
doctor.
before.
So I'm on the one in Doctor Manhattan's body. Do you think that base Batman is
So
is
TDK,
consistently faster than that? Yeah. Do you think he's faster than him?
I have no idea.
You don't know.
Currently, right now, I don't know. You can give me some evidence that will allow me to understand.
Okay, well,
Yo, if he thinks of
yeah,
speed
yeah,
metal,
he is.
whatever, bro.
Yeah, so since he's once to rat, it's pretty clear in death metal that he's like obviously like under this guy in dimensionality, and you can't like outrun him. They pretty much post up Wonder Woman as their only hope for the battle, and Wonder Woman ends up having to beat him herself. So unless you're gonna sit here and argue that like Batman 1v1 could beat, like, if that base Batman that was in death metal could beat Perpetua, which I'd love for you to evidence, it's not true. So it's the speedsters or at least Wally West, outrun the Batman Who Laughs in like while having the Speed Force nerfed from them. So they outrun him, and if they're outrunning TDK, TDK is obviously above base Batman. That makes more sense there. So yes, they're faster than him. Narratively consistently the case.
Okay, yeah. So to respond to the first thing that you said is that the consistency is going to be to the fact that the Flash family has consistently beaten Reverse Flash. That does not correlate to the type of consistency that you want. The type of consistency that's in question is whether or not Reverse Flash is consistently above Batman to then say that the Flash family is above Reverse Flash
That's
to
not my
then
argument.
scale them above Batman. So if all I'm gonna explain, sorry, if what you're gonna show consistency for was the Flash family is consistently above Reverse Flash, that doesn't in any way show consistency that Reverse Flash is above Batman. And again, even if it was the case that Reverse Flash somehow consistently beat Batman, in order to properly explain, we have conflicting evidence is due to the Barbados amp. And then let me get to the other points he also said. Yeah, he then put up the burden of proof that
Wait, what did you just say by the way? You said if who beats Batman, it's due to Barbados amp. What was that?
what? So yeah, so
What
the
did you just
lack of
say
the
right now?
Barbados amp is the reason. Yeah, so even if you showed the case, somehow if you showed Reverse Flash beating Batman multiple times, that does
Yeah.
not then show that the better explanation for as to why he can consistently beat someone that's stated to be above Reverse Flash, instead of just saying it's inconsistent and we somehow have two conflicting forms of evidence that are shown, one's verbatim and one's an argument talking about the instances that we visually see. The better explanation is just saying that the Barbados amp isn't present in this instance. And I can explain that, yes, the Barbados amp he would use because we're using a time where Batman we agreed he's going all out. So one of his best assets here is going to be using Barbados amp, which is an internal amp he can use. And then the other thing you argued is that, TDK, it was stated that the only person that can actually match TDK, the only person that they have hope with is Wonder Woman against TDK. I could just respond and say, well, if you think it's the case that the speedsters were still faster than TDK, yet Wonder Woman was the only person that was they had hope for to defeat TDK, then of course even people that are faster than TDK can still not be considered the thing that they can hope on. And I don't believe that the speeches were actually faster than TDK. It's very, very implicit that TDK allowed them to outrun him because it allowed him to get the amp that they were giving into the Mobius chair, because they were getting energy from the three different prongs from the crisis events. And TDK, his entire narrative is to allow people to think that they won, and then showing that he had planned a thing for that. And it's literally explained to us because he says that he trapped the Mobius chair. He rigged the Mobius chair. So when they put the energy in there, then it'll go into him. And then after they outrun him, another implication is that he literally lost after they outrun him. And yeah, and it what's it called? To it be consistent, for it to be the fact that he could get the energy. If he outran them in that case, then they would never get the Mobius chair, and then him rigging it would mean nothing because they'll never put the energy in that Mobius chair as well.
So you're having a really bad tracking issue recollecting the events of the Flashes outrunning him. So the Morbius chair getting rigged from Wally happened way before. I'm pretty sure it's called Speed Metal. That happens way before that. I think it happens even pre-Death Metal, as a matter of fact. So it happens way before that. The reason why he's actually trying to kill him there is because he's literally spawning in death flashes to overrun the Speed Force to literally rid them of their ability to run to fucking kill him. So he already stole the energy from the Mobius chair. He's trying to siphon the Speed Force away from them and kill Wally. And obviously, what happens on panel is that Wally outruns him and he flips him off with like the crux, or he throws like the rock sign at him and he just like skedaddles and dips and saves everybody. So like Reverse Flash, I mean, no, I'm sorry. TDK's mission there was specifically to try to siphon away the Speed Force, kill the speedsters, and make sure they're not engaged in like the final battle. And he failed. So I don't think he let him go on purpose because they fucked him over in the final battle anyway, fighting against people. So that argument's not consistent. Doesn't make any sense. The argument about the Barbados amp, I steel manned it, and I'm putting into question whether or not the Barbados amp would be enough for him to outspeed Flash. Like that's the actual thing that's in question. And I'm literally saying like we have this person who we know is above base Batman. It seems like you don't disagree, and they're just able to outrun him, right? So if that's the case, then this Barbados amp, even if you were to have it, I'm steel manning it. It's just not enough of a reason to say like the Batman's gonna just like be as fast as the Flash and not get fucking like one shot, right? And then back to the Reverse Flash argument, like I don't I don't have to prove that Reverse Flash is consistently above Batman because the fact that he beats Batman in the first place is a consistency argument. Because if for years previous to that, it was consistent for the Reverse Flash on multiple varieties of like comics, multiple runs against both Barry and Wally to lose against these type of people, then him getting shown beating the shit out of Batman in the first place is speaking to the narrative consistency that the guys in the speedster families are just too fast and too strong for Batman. So all this altogether is just a case that your argument's wrong, you're not tracking, and it seems you're a bit confused. So do you have anything else to say to that?
Yeah, so obviously I'm gonna respond to the multiple points you just gave me. So firstly, you said that I had a tracking error of how the issues went. We can literally go right now to the publication date and you look like a fucking dumbass because yes, the thing that Speed Metal led into was the issue where he said that it fucking was rigged. So the reason why he rigged it in the first place was because he wanted them to get it. And then your argument is saying that, oh well, no, he wasn't trying to let him run away because he was trying to siphon them. He was letting people go after them. These are all consistent within my hypothesis. These are all expected. So obviously, when you show some sort of damage or you start hunting someone even more, it gives them a higher sense of urgency. It boosts these people in order to get towards this thing that he wants them to get to. So the higher sense of urgency here, by sending all these things that look like they're trying to kill Wally West, actually end up just being something to where it allows Wally West the incentive to run to the Mobius chair faster to complete his goal faster.
He's not running
And
to the
then,
Mobius.
are you? Where did he end up running to at the end?
Oh, I mean, that's not what he's trying to get. What are you saying? What are you asserting he's trying to steal from him here?
The three. So this is how the crisis event worked. Went. So there was three fucking siphons that were channeling energy from the crisis events, the three main crisis
Mhm.
events. And what happened was that the Justice League went around collecting that energy, and then TDK rigged the Mobius chair, and then Wally went to go get the Mobius chair back after Batman Who Lost took that shit from him. So what happened was that when they ended up putting the energy in that they siphoned from the three things, they found out that yes, the Mobius chair was rigged, which only could have worked if TDK allowed Wally to get the Mobius chair, because if TDK himself got the Mobius chair, he could not get the energy that the Justice League siphoned. So in order for it to even make sense, my interpretation has to be the one that's true. And then as well as that, every other like probability decrease you showed me is also consistent with my view. So it's not something that decreases my hypothesis in this, which is that TDK allowed him to do that. And again, if you want me to show the instances, the dates that you put into question, and you try to say that no, it's something that happened before that, I can show you that, but I can tell you right now, it's not what happened. This is literally what happened in the story. And you said you steel man the Barbados amp. I'm not gonna allow you to just when you mean by steel man, I hope you mean that you're
No.
strengthening my argument in the sense that you're gonna grant me my argument. I'm not gonna allow that point to be on pause. I want to assert that point right now. And then you slipped like this little point at the end where you said that, oh, well, even before this reverse flash thing, it's very consistent that this narrative, the species are able to just blitz and beat up Batman. I want you to show that. I want to show the consistency of that happening. And again, I want to restate and explain this. The consistency of the speedsters, the Flash family being above reverse flash, is not consistency that reverse flash is above Batman. These are two completely distinct claims. Showing induction for one of those claims does not somehow give it induction for another claim.
Okay, so that was a great yap sesh, but so let's refine that a little bit more. So you're saying that are you claiming that he rigged the Mobius chair after this? That we find out the Mobius chair was rigged post this issue?
Yes, that's what they end up doing.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. So if they show us on panel him getting the Mobius, this is the first issue in the comic that we're talking about, guys. So Speed Metal opens up to show you guys how bad this fucking guy is just yapping and not tracking.
Ironic
Speed
as
Metals
fuck.
opens up. One of the first issues that they show us is the Mobius chair getting rigged already and getting fucked up. I'm gonna post this in general so everybody can see that you're actually a fucking idiot and you don't know what you're talking about. So you don't know what you're talking about. The one of the first issues that this comic opens up with is literally the chair getting rigged already. So he rigged the chair already, stole its energy, and now he's trying to steal the Speed Force, which is what's in question. So what is he gaining from here of them escaping? Nothing.
Sorry, where did you send the panel? Did you send it in scans? The fuck?
I posted it in general, and here I'll
Just
post
send
it
it in
on
scans so I can see it.
here. The chair was already rigged. So what do you? I want to know what you're talking about that happens like post Speed Metal. Can you show that to me?
Yo, oh my, yo, this NPC of fucking hell, bro. Yo, so this was literally just to show how he acquired the Mobius chair. This isn't an instance to show him rigging it. And even if it was the case that we were shown that he rigged the Mobius chair before this event happened, that would not change the fact that, yes, when it was revealed to the Justice League, not to us, to the Justice League, that it was after Speed Metal. I can literally send you the scans right now to show that you're the one that's not tracking the fucking the way that the events worked.
Can you show the rigging of the Mobius chair? Can you go ahead and show
I
the
got
statement?
I got you, bro. Don't worry,
Thank
bro.
you. Because they're gonna show you the same panel spread, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is pretty done. I don't think like you actually get the crux of my argument.
You're gonna. Hey, we won, bro. We won, bro.
I mean,
We
if you think
won,
you
bro.
won, I don't really care.
We won, bro. We won, bro. With just some mistracks, we won that shit, bro. Easy ass fucking work,
I'm
bro.
telling you for a fact that the rigging of the Mobius chair to steal the energy that he was using, like to steal the omniscient powers, was pre Speed Metal.
You're gonna find out it's not true, bro.
Okay.
Even I just want to make it clear, even if he quote unquote rigged the Mobius chair before it, does not change that it's consistent on my timeline of events, which only can work if my interpretation is true. By the way, which what happened is what happened in DC.
What's your timeline of events again?
Yeah, so he rigged the Mobius chair. Hold on, bro. Let me get the fucking scan, then I'll explain it, bro.
Like, what are you even arguing that he's trying to achieve as to why he's letting them escape here? Like, what is he trying to achieve here?
His ass did not read the comic, bro. Head ass boy. Fake ass DC fan, bro.
Because in the comic, it just cites that he's trying to kill him. It doesn't end with him laughing either way.
It says so the only time it says he's trying to kill them is directly to Wally, which just fits with my urgency point that I gave prior. But let me. And also, you said that they weren't trying to go to the Mobius chair. I don't know how you can make that claim when literally the end of the comic ended up going to the Mobius chair.
I'm okay. I actually I refined that. I already corrected myself a while ago. Like, I just don't think he's trying to steal anything from the Mobius chair. He already stole it. And, like, they're all heavily nerfed in this too. Like, I don't think it makes any sense. Like what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you even like the publication. Wait, sorry. Who's all mentally nerfed?
I'm not saying they're mentally nerfed. I'm saying these guys, all the speedsters here are nerfed. They're nerfed.
Through what?
He's draining the speed force and making them slower.
Okay, so not nerfed independently of the scenario, just something that TDK himself did. Okay. Yeah, so this is the instance that it gets revealed that he rigged the Mobius chair, which usually comes out after Speed Metal, like publication date.
Okay, but does it
happen? And also, okay, hold on. Yeah, you just asked me to explain it as well. I'm gonna explain the reason as to why this happened, which I already explained. But you hold on, no, you asked me to explain it again. Do you want me to not explain it? Because I already explained my point. I don't have to explain this again.
I was just gonna ask you a question. I'm like, okay, I'm okay with it. Like, even if it is post publication date, I'm showing another scan of him rigging the Mobius chair. I'm saying chronologically, like, when do they state like the Mobius chair gets rigged? Like when he's initially using it. So just show the scan. That's fine, and explain it. Go ahead.
Okay, like little slipping argument of doom, but yeah. So I want you to explain why chronologically that this issue that came out after that issue, which IRL wise, would somehow chronologically be before that issue, when this is the only way it can make sense because Wally didn't have this Mobius chair until a lot later, publication date wise, and also fits in the event of them explaining the Trinity Crisis, which is what my argument is. I'm gonna explain it right now to you. Is that the way that it worked is that TDK wanted energy for his multiverse to be created. So in order to get energy for his multiverse to be created, he used the leftover energy from the energy he was getting that was siphoning from the Dark Multiverse, 3 main crisis events, and those got destroyed. So the only energy left was the energy that they captured from those siphons that they had. So all TDK wants to do is get that energy. He can't do that unless he somehow gets the Justice League to give it up. So the only way that can make sense, only way that he could get them is not by grabbing the Mobius chair before Wally can get it, is by only by allowing Wally to get the Mobius chair so they can then put that energy in there, and then he'll be directly siphoning that energy from there because he rigged it.
What chapter is this, by the way?
This is from, let me make sure I get the right issue. Issue 4 of Death Metal. Okay. Yeah, so wait, let me see. Yeah, so this came out I think in December, and then Speed Metal came out in November. So yeah, just, and also I just want to make this very clear. I don't understand. You can question the publication date to be correlating to the to be equivalent to the chronological date, because the way they're literally publishing these events is for it to be cohesive to the people that are reading the story. So why the fuck would they read a thing that happens before that and then read something that happens after that? Because the only thing they can get is what they publish. So why they publish them out of chronological order? That makes no sense.
Okay. I'm gonna ask you a question. What energy is he stealing? Like, what is he redirecting with Mobius here?
Crisis energy.
Crisis energy, and that's coming from who?
I just explained it's from the crisis events because crisis events create crisis energy. So
I know
what they
that.
did with it, yeah. So there's a three main crisis events that happen in the Dark Multiverse. Those three main crisis events were Infinite Crisis, Crisis of Infinite Earths, and Final Crisis. So they were siphons in those universes that replicated the crisis events. They were creating crisis energy. He was siphoning to replenish Perpetua after she lost her energy against sorry, who was it? Yo, what the fuck? It was, it was yeah against Wonder Woman. The first time that Wonder Woman fought her when she got the amp from the Doctor Manhattan scraps or whatever the fuck. After she fought her, so Perpetua for Wonder Woman, she lost all the energy, and Batman Who Laughs came into the scene. He said, "I can give you a much better plan what Apex Lex told you. So I'm gonna get your energy back." And this is how he did it. He got it by siphoning the energy from his spaces.
Okay, so you're saying he siphoned the energy post speed metal, or do you not agree that he siphoned it pre speed metal?
He does it after speed metal. This is the only way that can work. Because Wally ends up
That's
getting
the
it
only
back
way that
after he
can
rigged
work?
it. It's only it's the only way they can make it work. I explained even further than what I said already previously.
Yeah.
And it's that in order, so this is how it worked in order. Wally got the Mobius chair. He lost the Mobius chair from Batman Who Laughs after he off-guarded him, which is a panel that you sent. I'll
You know
tag
what it
this
says
right
on
here.
panel? Have you read the scan, by the way?
Oh my god, hold on. So this is what happened first, and that's the only time we see Batman Who Laughs to get the Mobius chair. So we understand that this isn't the instance where they end up finding out that it's rigged. That Justice League finds out it's rigged, not that when he rigged it, right? So this is when he gets his hands on the Mobius chair in order to rig it. And then he ends up getting the Mobius chair back. Wally West ends up getting the Mobius chair back, and that's the only time it can work chronologically for this thing to be rigged and for him to siphon the thing, which has to be off the speed model because that's when Wally gets it back.
I think he already siphoned the energy, and then he's just letting him know that he's been siphoned the energy there. So like that, all you're doing is showing a panel of him like legitimately reasserting that he stole the power from that chair and redirected it all to him. But like we see him doing it on panel previous to speed metal. So like I'm asking you, when you're saying that this guy who's like outer dimensional is trying to chase these people, he gains more of a net benefit trying to kill them and not manipulate the speed force, which is a better outcome for him in the long run in the fight. And obviously, you don't think this guy's an idiot because he shares the intellect of every single infinite Batman that's ever existed, right? So what's gonna happen here is like a better conclusion for this would obviously be him like trying to kill off all the speedsters and absorb the speed force, which he fails to do. So I don't know why that's a net positive for his pan. I think he already siphoned the powers from the chair. Like it's on panel.
Yeah, so you said that it's on panel. I want you to show me the panel. If it's the panel you showed, I already explained why that's not the case. And then I also explained, or sorry, I'm gonna explain now, is that we literally see on panel him siphoning, and the way that he siphoned it was because the cubes that they had, that they siphoned, the Justice League siphoned the energy from the forks, now went into the Mobius chair on panel. We literally visually see that it's the case that they just put this energy in the Mobius chair. So you cannot do it previous to this instance because the energy wasn't pushed in because we're just now seeing it happen. And then as soon as that happens, we find out like, oh shit, he rigged the thing. And then TDK says, yeah, I rigged that shit so I could use this. And he said it's a net positive for him to kill Wally. Again, that does not work with what I explained because this is completely dependent on the previous point where you said that oh, he already got it before. If it's the case that he didn't get it before, and I would also explain other reasons as to why it's more likely the case as well. But if it's the case that it already happened before, sorry, it didn't happen before, then the better thing for him to do is allow Wally to get the Mobius chair so they could then put the energy in it and he can siphon it out.
Okay, the reason why I disagree with you is because the moment he stole Dr. Manhattan's powers, he already had the energy and the ability to remake a multiverse in his own image. So him stating that, yeah, so him asserting, and we could see it on panel too in the previous one, he literally gets the chair from him while he like gets like de-amped and gets like unmanifested, and then Wonder Woman saves him, right? So that's the chronology of what happens. They get there and he's like, yeah, I used that chair to redirect all the energy to me. So that's fine. Like he could get another amp, but already when he has the Doctor Manhattan stuff, he's already like way above the speedsters in the first place because Doctor Manhattan's like just no diff Sperry on panel, like because speed is just an irrelevant concept to him. So like you're trying to assert these things that I don't think like correlate back to like the argument that you're trying to prove. And the base of the argument is if these guys are actually able to catch a feat of outrunning this guy in the first place, then this guy blatantly scales over Batman with whatever amp he has, which I'll steal mana, I'll grant it. I don't really give a fuck whether or not I give it to you or not. But I don't think base Batman obviously doesn't scale above TDK, and they catch a feat on him. And you're putting the feat into question. Wait, you're putting the feat into question, but I think it's pretty clear that even them, while getting the Speed Force stuck for them, are able to outrun like Spawn made from his power. So it's like you don't really have an argument here.
Yeah, so you made the claim that Dr. Manhattan, so he already has the powers in order to create a multiverse because he has Dr. Manhattan's powers. I want you to prove that because he had Dr. Manhattan's powers previous to that somehow he can create this multiverse that he explicitly literally got the energy for in order to create this multiverse. It's redundant for him to get the energy or external energy to create something when he already had the needed energy previously to that. That makes no fucking sense for him to do that. And then I'm going to also hold on. And I'm going to also explain that the thing he created itself is so much, sorry, not so much beyond, but it's so substantive in order to create that each one of the Earths of this multiverse that he was at least planning to make, so the intention, doesn't matter if it actually happened, if you disagree with that, the intention for him to make this multiverse is that each universe of this infinite multiverse could kill a hand member. So it's so much substantive in terms of the energy needed that it's equivalent to killing an infinite amount of hands. So it's an extraordinary claim for you to say that somehow TDK already had the power necessary to do this because of Dr. Manhattan. Hold on. I already have. Hold
I'm gonna
on.
respond to that before shotgun.
Hold on. I'm not shotgunning, bro. We're making multiple points at the same time. You just started with this debate by making multiple points. I'm gonna respond with multiple points.
It's really just one point, but with different.
It's not. There's multiple things to say.
Like he's just gonna try to steamroll me.
Like, not done. If Hermes
yeah,
not done.
I already know what Jester tried to do because he literally just tried to slip in a point he thought I didn't realize. Like he does multiple times every single debate where he slips in a point and immediately tries to run to conclusions. You're not gonna do this. I'm gonna respond to every single thing. So hold on. So as I was gonna say that because it's my talking turn, I let you speak before. Is that you tried to say again?
You interrupted me and then you kept going.
That's not true. The only time I stopped talking is when you interrupted me. So of course I'm gonna stop talking when you interrupt me. So I can hear what the fuck you're gonna say. But now I'm gonna continue on because he just got muted. So as I was gonna say before he fucking cut me off was, oh yeah, this previous panel, which by the way, I already know what he tried to do. He tried to say in a way that doesn't let you know that it's something I already responded to. Was a previous panel that he talked about was the thing that I just responded to on text of Batman who lost, taking him off the Mobius chair, kicking him off, and him losing his power. That is not the instance of him getting the power. That's the instance of him taking Wally West off the Mobius chair in order to rig it. Please explain to me how he's able to rig the Mobius chair before he ever first acquired it in the first place. And then please show me that in this instance, it's him taking the energy as well, because another thing that you claimed. And there's something else you claimed as well. Oh, yeah. Another thing you said as well is that your whole reason as to why TDK was above Batman in the first place, you also didn't respond to, doesn't equate to him actually being faster, was I'm going to say that Batman is downplayed. So even someone doesn't regard Batman being able to beat TDK, someone that knows Batman the most, that you thought something Batman was about to do was impossible for him to do, just for him to do that right after. And it's when Superman was talking to him. I can send you that too if you want.
Yeah, post that scan. Yeah, go ahead, prove that for me.
I got you, bro. Don't worry.
I'm getting dick eaten by the moderator. That shit is so crazy.
Or just let him finish his point. That's all.
I know. It is so fucking stupid. It's okay though.
By the way, you guys have like 12 minutes left.
Are you moderating, Lucas?
Yeah.
Is it you? Okay.
Yeah. No, like the only reason I'm muting him, bro, is just to let like Hermes finish. And then like
I know, like, but he's making like I'm trying to have like a legitimate back and forth, like, and I let him have a back and forth. Like he interjects and responds to something, and I respond back. Like that's pretty simple. But like if he's gonna like ramble on, like stop, and then like I go to ask him for clarification on something, and you're gonna server mute me, like that's the.
I mean, I don't know. Like I'm trying to like if it was a case that you like Hermes started yapping while it's your point, I would mute him too. I'm just saying like I at least judge. Yeah,
but you don't have to because I don't interrupt when he's speaking, right? Because I'm not a fucking retard.
You just did it to the moderator right now. You're just making, but that's okay.
No, yeah, sorry. He just was talking about something. I wanted to interject there one time because I wanted to explain something of what he just said to you. So, yes, of course, I'm going to interject him so I can explain something.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, this is my scan.
You're proving my point. Like you're kind of crazy. Like,
wait, Hermes, you got this.
So where was I proving your point? Sorry, when was I proving your point?
Holy fuck! You guys don't have to. You guys do not.
Stunlock? Okay, GG. Yeah. Anyway, so as like, sorry, my bad, Lucas. What were you saying?
He's just doing it. He's still going.
You guys don't have much time. You have 10 minutes left.
Yeah, I got you.
So me asking Lucas to clarify what he said because his mic is really low is somehow me over talking him.
Can you server mute him?
Actually, I'm about to server mute both of y'all if you don't just like listen, bro.
I'm trying to respond to his scan. Can you server mute this guy, please? Like, holy.
Hermes, did you provide the scan?
He posted
Yeah, I
it.
said
I'm
scan. Yeah,
trying to.
you can go ahead. You can go
Okay.
ahead and explain. I know he's
Okay,
like
sure.
begging
No,
for
I'm
me to
sorry.
say.
Yeah, you're not gonna
Wait,
beg
Hermes,
me.
are you gonna explain it or do you want just to refute
He
it?
already did. I'm trying to respond to it the entire
I would
time.
like
And
to
you're not
explain it,
considering
but
it.
I mean, other people
Oh
talk first, so you can talk first.
God, I'm just gonna leave.
Go ahead,
Bro,
bro.
is this not insane? Can you server mute him so I could actually like
Hold on,
talk
hold
about
on.
the scan?
Okay, because Hermes wants me to talk
Jesus
to him.
Christ! Like,
Just go, just
this is
go.
fucking crazy. Here, let me go get this guy. Yeah, he's trying to assert, whatever. It's impossible. Yeah, I don't think he's literally talking about something impossible. And Superman always like holds back when he's on Earth. Like he's not going his full potential. Like that's just not true. Like this scan is such a non-issue to what we're talking about. Like Superman throwing a baseball at Batman. Obviously, Superman is not gonna try his hardest to throw a baseball that's gonna shatter like the boundaries of time and space and like kill Batman. Like he's gonna throw something that's in his league. So him saying something that's like, "Oh, it is impossible," is just them having like a friendly banter. Like this isn't even a real argument, right? And so in regards to the TDK stuff, like it's like you would have to like you're trying to assert that, oh, you think like it's like consistent that people think like Batman can do the impossible so you could beat TDK. Like no, like it's like clearly the case that TDK is an amalgamation of every infinite possible Batman. So like he just clearly wouldn't be above like TDK. Like TDK is him plus infinity. Like the entire concept of TDK is like him like Batman like getting an amp and like overcoming everything. And Dr. Manhattan already prior to this, Wonder Woman with like partial energy like matched Perpetua's full power and exhausted her. And Perpetua is the mother of creation. So do I think that him getting the Dr. Manhattan amp, he's already able to create a multiverse? Yeah, I think it's common sense. I think it's pretty obvious. So he's able to do that clearly even before like taking shit from the chair. Like he just so and the entire point that's in question too is like whether or not him getting rid of the Speed Force and completely absorbing it was better for him. I think that is a net positive for him. Other on top of like rigging the Mobius chair, and he just failed to do that. Like his goal there was to steal the Speed Force and absorb it, and he failed to do that from them. So like you obviously mistracked. And back to the crux of the argument about the stuff you were saying to before, I don't think that you're really responding to the reverse flash consistency argument. So like if you really like if you have a real response to that, you could say it now. If not, we could honestly move on.
Yeah, we can move on after he made fucking 3 other points. It's amazing. But yeah, so first to respond to the thing you said that this isn't literally something that's impossible. I please want you to prove that somehow he said that this is impossible and they just didn't mean it for some reason. I don't know why the fuck that would be the case. I could apply it to any statement ever and we can never get some sort of knowledge. So yes, we're inclined to believe that when someone says something's impossible directed towards something, then it's likely to be impossible within fiction. And then yeah, you said that Superman would be holding back. That doesn't mean anything to my argument. He's saying what you wanted to do, Batman in this case, wanted to do was impossible. So this would be in the regards of what Superman's going to do, which is going to be holding back. So even with the case of him holding back to this degree, he thinks it's impossible for Batman in order to hit this thing back, but he ends up doing it. And then he said, oh, this is a troll, non-point, doesn't matter because TDK is an amalgamation of every single Batman. Please, I want you to prove that. You're not going to be able to prove that. I know the story a lot better than you. And then you said this fucking annoying, yeah, the shitty ass point where you said that TDK was able to beat Perpetua, Perpetua was able to make the multiverse. The multiverse Perpetua made was a lot less substantive than the one TDK created. I already explained this before, but you didn't even track the point. I explained this, I'm explaining it again. That yes, the multiverse that TDK created was a lot more substantive, meaning that he needs a lot more energy in order to create it. You said also it's a net positive for him to steal to steal the Speed Force, even if it was a case that everything I said prior doesn't make any sense. It's not true. It would make a lot more sense for Batman to allow Wally West to get them to enhance to put the energy within the Mobius chair that he rigged, because the crisis energy from there is literally something that includes the Speed Force. So I don't understand why the fuck he would kill Wally and take his Speed Force energy instead of allowing Wally to go get the Mobius chair and then get the energy siphon in there, which we see on panel, right? Even independently of him having some sort of energy that allowed him to create the multiverse, it'd be a high net positive in order for him to allow him to get the Mobius chair in order for him to siphon in there. And then lastly, no, that's basically it. There's nothing else to respond to.
Okay, cool. Are you here, Lucas? Are you ready to listen to this part? So let's just say, so even though it's just like clearly the case that it's he absorbed it prior to that, it's let's steal man. Let's say in like possibly like he's right. Him killing all the speedsters there and then stealing the Speed Force in one swoop is easier than having to plan some elaborate scheme to do it afterwards, because he literally could have just killed the speedsters there, absorbed all the speed force that was already there, taken the chair that was there, and then gone on to the next location. And that would have included less steps than what you're asserting he does after. That's one point right there. So, and it is a net positive, and it's simpler. And obviously, this guy is an infinite. Like, I'm gonna prove that is an infinite Batman. This guy's an infinite Batman, and that would be like the best likely scenario to reach that conclusion. I just think that that was if anything, even if that was the case, it would just be something like a fail safe in case he failed to catch a speedster. So I don't think you have a point to say that he really let the speedsters go. I just think he has like a backup plan, like Batman usually does, which is the narrative of Batman, that he's always prepped and prepared. He just had a backup plan just in case he couldn't kill the speedster. So I think that that right there was a genuine feat. Number two, Lucas, are you looking at scans? When he, Lucas, are you here? You're looking at scans? Yeah. So when this TDK guy like gets, he steals Dr. Manhattan's body, he like traverses to like the multiverse, and then like he like fuses his mind with like every like possible outcome. Like, it just shows it on panel. He just fuses his mind with like all these other like possible iterations of Batman. He becomes with like one of like all of them. So like all these like infinite possible worlds of Batman, like they become like one with him. Like so he's like an infinite Batman. Like that's like argument super clear. And if you want to assert that he created his own multiverse, he's like this thing, this entity that his like mind is transcendent of, like infinite multiverse of Batman that he summons on the battlefield to fight for him. So like the argument you're making is doesn't make any sense, one, and is just like narratively inconsistent. Like it doesn't make any sense. So the first argument, it just doesn't make any sense in the sense of that would just be something like a failsafe, and it doesn't disaccount the feat in the first place. And even the feat in the first place is just in question, but it would literally just make more sense for him just to kill the speedsters and steal it there and move on, right? So it would just be a failsafe. You don't really have a response to that. And I just proved the infinite Batman point. And to piggyback before on the previous point, in case Lucas like forgets it, to reaffirm it, yes, it would be narratively consistent for somebody who loses to these guys over and over again to be shown on panel beating somebody, and to assert that the family that could beat him all the time is consistently above the guy he just beat. So that makes sense. So unless you have anything else to add on to that, we can move on. I don't think you responded to anything I said.
Yeah, did respond to everything you just said right now. I don't know what the fuck that was, but yeah. So you tried to slip in the little point, and you said you're gonna pause it again. You said it's clear that he absorbed the prior argument. I guess I want you to again prove that he absorbed that prior. I'm gonna put that into question again. You're just trying to slip in the fact that you did prove it when you didn't.
Prove what?
And then, oh my god, the fact that that TDK absorbed the energy from Wally prior to that. I want you to prove that. You've given zero fucking form of evidence for that, for us to believe that. And then you said that it's easier for him to just kill the speedsters, then take the chair. Again, I already explained why this makes no sense, because the Mobius chair did not have the energy when Wally took it. So if he killed Wally, then took the Mobius chair, it would make no sense for him to do that, because the Mobius chair at the time didn't have the energy required for him to make the multiverse, or even if it wasn't required to make the multiverse, just have a better energy in general, to net positive. So even if he wants to make a claim that it's harder to do, even if that was a case, which makes no sense in this instance, because it would make no sense for him to be able to kill Wally and still get the desired outcome, he ends up getting more from doing this. So even if it was a case he had to do more for this specific instance, the more is going to give him more energy in this case. And then he said, "Oh, it makes more sense for it to be a failsafe, something that's narrative consistent with Batman's fucking arc. Something we actually see more within TDK's narrative, specifically, which is the person in question, is that they initially believe he loses, and it's just something that's in his plan. That's something we see consistent within TDK. So it's actually more consistent to be the case that there has to be some sort of thing that where we think he loses, and he ends up winning, which is a lot more fucking aligned and parallel, which is what happened here. And then again, you ended up saying the whole that Dr. Manhattan, Batman hadn't absorbed all these things around the multiverse. Just to be clear, this is not him absorbing it physically. He mentally cataloged their experiences into himself. And then secondly, he also only got it from the dark multiverse variants of Batman, which are, by the way, worse than the Prime Earth version. I can send you that too if you want me to. And then you said that the multiverse created infinite Batman. I'm gonna again explain why this is more substantive than just an infinite amount of Batman. It's literally each universe can kill a hand member, and there's an infinite amount of universes. That's more substantive than anything Perpetua could do, because even in the scan itself, it explicitly states each universe could kill a hand member like Perpetua. So his knowledge of what a hand member's power is like is literally that of Perpetua. So each universe in this multiverse can kill her, and he still says, and that's what he's trying to create here. So a lot more substantive than any sort of crisis energy he showed previously. And again, he said the whole like it's consistent for the Flash family to beat Reverse Flash, consistently beats Batman. Again, I'm gonna put the question why it's consistent, what happened prior to this consistently. You only showed one instance. Any other instance you're trying to assert which you haven't shown, I want you to show that instance because you haven't shown that. And then again, the Flash family consistently beating Reverse Flash. I want you to explain how that somehow correlates to Reverse Flash being able to consistently beat Batman. There's two distinct claims, two distinct inductions that go to two distinct claims.
Yeah, you're not understanding the correlation of that argument there. You're somehow failing to still respond to it. But I don't know, how much time do we have left, Lucas?
10 minutes.
You said 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Damn, I thought we had less than that. But regardless of everything, I don't think I need to go back on that because you're still not understanding the reverse flash point. You pretty much just right now conceded like the infinite mental Batman point. The crux of the argument that I'm trying to let you know, and to respond to the claim of you said the energy wasn't in the chair, so he didn't take it yet. Is that what you said earlier? Just to verify.
So say it again.
Did you say the energy wasn't in the chair yet, so he couldn't take it? Is that what you're verifying? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Earlier?
Yeah, no, I showed
Okay,
visually
okay.
they let you do it off the speed metal, which I already explained that
Okay.
it was off the speed
Lucas, did you listen to me earlier talking about how he's like literally like sapping the speed force from reality using dark flashes?
Yo, he's so retarded. Oh, my non-response. Holy fuck.
Oh, what's it called? The thing. Look, I'm not gonna fucking interlude. You guys can.
Yeah, Jester, that's a response you want, bro. Yeah, go ahead, bro. Don't respond to my argument I just gave. That's a response you want, bro. Just go ahead.
I'm asking the judge if you heard me.
I did hear.
Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, regardless or not, I don't think he needs the speed force energy to go in the chair to steal it. It makes more sense for him to steal the powers directly from them that he's able to do from reality. That doesn't correlate. Like I'm literally telling you. Actually, you know what? Let's conclude right now. Actually, you know what? Let's just conclude right now.
Okay, well, I'm going to respond to something you said that I conceded to the TDK, the infinite mind shit. What was in question initially was that the thing that he absorbed, the things that he took were different Batman. So if it's the case that he only took, I'm not even going to explain, because you're trying to like say I didn't respond to something else I mistracked. I know you're not going to explain that if I asked you that, so I'm not going to explain the thing that you didn't even understand in my other point, the whole Batman shit. But I also explained this part though. I only conceded to the fact that he took the minds of these dark multiverse versions of Batman, not that he has the power of them, which is what was in question, is whether or not this TDK is more powerful than Batman because the amalgamation of every single Batman. Just the minds is be enough to correlate to the level of power. We can conclude though.
Okay, if that's his conclusion, I pretty much made a straight up argument for 5 minutes that this scenario just sounds like he fail-safed them. I explained pretty thoroughly that he's able to sap the speed force to reality using dark flashes already, so he doesn't need to take it from the chair. Hermes doesn't respond from that, and that the chair being booby-trapped is just a fail-safe. That it's consistent in Batman's characters, always be prepared. It would just be a fail-safe just in case he were to get away. Because it would literally just be easier to kill the flashes, and he still hasn't responses, by the way. It would be easier to kill the flashes, steal the speed force, and then take the chair and then kill everybody. That's like very straightforward. But just in case they escaped, the chair would be booby trapped. So that's in Batman's character to do that. That sounds like a more likely scenario of what happened. He didn't respond to that. And of course, I literally cited earlier that he was stealing the speed force from them in the fight, and that's why he was nerfing them in the first place. And he forgot to respond to that. And to the main point that we're talking about that actually has to do whether or not like the Flash could blitz him or not. The correlation here is that if years before a fight happens, if the Flash is nay on and beat up Reverse Flash consistently, and they show in the future the Reverse Flash is able to beat up Batman and just outspeed him and violate him, that is an argument to say that the Flash family is consistently above Batman because they're consistently above the Reverse Flash. Like that goes through, that correlates. So, and then yeah, the Barbados amp. I don't think he ever proved in this debate whether or not base Batman was above TDK. He just says I don't know, and he would have to prove that claim to be able to win the debate. So yeah, that's my conclusion. He just fucking lost. He lost.
Yeah. So Jester, this might have actually been probably the worst mistrack I've ever heard in my entire life. He for some reason thought that
you shut him up and give a judgment. Can you shut him up and give a judgment? I don't know.
Wait. When the fuck did I get my conclusions? What the
But
fuck?
just let Hermes get his conclusion first,
Wait,
and
you
then
Did
do
he just
understand the thing?
conclude?
No, this is how bad you're fucking mistracking. That was my response to something you said previous to you asking me
Yeah. Go
conclusions.
ahead and conclude then. Go ahead, bro.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah. So that's what I wanted to say because you just mistracked horrifically. Everyone that's listening know how bad he just fucked up. My argument was very explicit that the energy he's getting from the speedsters, the speed force, is a lot substantively worse than the crisis energy he could get from the Mobius chair. I also explained that it can't be a failsafe because if it's the case that he took the Mobius chair, then they can't end up putting the energy, the crisis energy they took from the dark multiverse into the Mobius chair. He can't get it from the Justice League. He needs to trick them. I said this explicitly. You also then said, well, it makes more sense for Batman's narrative to do prep. I also explicitly TDK's narrative is for it to be he first initially looks like he's losing, which is more aligned with this case. And then he again just repeats the same claim. He thinks repeating something that I already responded to somehow me not responding to it. I already explained if the only consistency he has is that the speedsters can consistently beat Reverse Flash, who's beaten Batman once. Not only did I say even if it's the case that consistently Reverse Flash can beat Batman, it doesn't matter because you can just explain the contradictions of the evidence by saying that he was not Barbados amped in one of them. It's the only way it makes more sense, it's more cohesive to say that. I also then explained that one instance of Reverse Flash being above Batman only shows consistency that Reverse Flash is above Batman. Consistent that he's Batman. To then say speedsters that are above Reverse Flash are above Batman. Because only consistency here is the claim that speedsters or the Flash family are above Reverse Flash. There's no consistency to say that Reverse Flash is above Batman. So you're trying to do this chain scale A is above B, which is above C. Doesn't matter if the only consistency is A above B and not B above C.
Oh, apples.
And like, holy fucking shit, this guy just got actually like annihilated and brutalized. You could continue, Lucas. Give your judgment.
Okay. The thing here is, for me, the only like I think honestly, it's all coming down to the TDK thing, and that part of the debate, I'll admit, was a little bit harder to track, especially because it got into some more like DC shit. But I'll put it like this: I think that when it came to the validity of the scan, I think that Hermes did prove that the intent is separate from what's it called, the actual like scan of the material itself, the scan. I think that at the same time, the consistency argument did also go to Hermes because the problem with the consistency argument, which to be fair, he also did put into question the consistency of the Flash family like beating the fuck out of Reverse Flash, but because I guess he never seen it, but at the same time when it came to the Batman shit, right? Okay, so there can be like a million times where Flash, Reverse Flash got beat the fuck up by the Bat Family, right? But if there's only one instance of connecting that to Batman, right, then there's only actual one contradiction because that doesn't become a contradiction until Reverse Flash scales to Batman. At the same time, going on like the Barbados thing, y'all kind of agreed that like Batman does have access to the Barbados amp, so that also kind of goes to Hermes. And then Jester brings up the TDK shit, which is where it gets more like now that I need to think a little bit more. The thing about the TDK shit is that it really went down to is it beneficial for TDK to let them to like sell the fight to go to the Mobius chair, and based off his conclusion, if his conclusion is adjacent to what he said in the rec, I think Hermes would have won this one because he did explain that um, even though Jester brought up how he can get the energy from those guys, it wouldn't be equivalent to the amount that he needed. And even though TDK had the power to create a multiverse, it wasn't quite to the degree in which was um, expected, right? Because he wanted to make this a really powerful multiverse. So that's kind of my point there. I do think that Hermes did justify why it would make sense that what's his name, TDK was selling the fight there, and then if TDK is selling the fight, then it's kind of like the last chain scale to get like what's his name, Flash, Flash above. My bad. So I think the judgment just goes to Hermes.
I have a question.
No problem. Yeah.
It's Paris, okay. Yeah.
Answer your question. Don't worry, just I'll answer your question, bro. What's your question, bro?
One sec, Hermes. I'll answer.
Okay.
Just what you want to ask?
Yeah. So he posts the scan initially. So the scan that's in question is the first scan that they're the most powerful heroes on Earth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's his scan, right? And so it would have to be that scan and me deciding that that scan is not narratively consistent. And so it would be that scan versus. Oh yeah, there's just one more.
Yo, he's still not tracking, bro. It's actually over, bro. Just go to the fucking grave
I'm
already, bro.
talking to my girlfriend. Get a fucking life.
No, I understand you doing that. I just wanted to like jump in when I had the opportunity.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Yeah, so it's his scan versus Batman under like this guy who scales under like a bunch of heroes. So I'm trying to understand where your view was at on while his position was more consistent.
But okay, the problem is that you hadn't made your whole argument was why it was less consistent, and there was anything really established there when the one connective way to contradict that, right? The one connective scaling was that one instance where Reverse Flash beat Batman, right? There's only one instance of that. Granted, there's a bunch of instances of, like you mentioned, there's a bunch of instances of Reverse Flash scaling below Wally. However, there's only one instance of that actually leading to a contradiction with Batman over Wally, because there's only one instance where the Flashes, right, that being Reverse Flash and the Flash family, actually get connected to Batman.
Yeah. The reason why I disagreed with that, and I mean, that's fine. We can agree to disagree. I'm not going to judge on you all day, but that one instance correlates into like a huge amount of instances that I would say like are just feet of the entirety of like the Flash family, like scaling above Batman. Like it would be cool if like he would like to show
What you put in
me.
question? Yeah.
Wait.
Okay, yeah, it would be
You
cool.
never
If
showed
he,
anything.
okay, it would be cool if he showed me a feat like on panel or something about like
Completely irrelevant.
supporting the initial statement, which would be like, oh, he's the strongest hero on earth, right? But if we have people that just obviously scale to dudes that could beat him up, if he's saying like, it would be great like if he was like, okay, that's inconsistent like in the debate, and he's like, oh, here's why, like here's something to like defend that anti feat. But if there's like no inconsistency to the anti feat and then the anti feat just becomes more consistent, like I don't think that makes any sense.
Yeah, but Jester,
He's even tracking to himself.
you have to understand something, Jester. So when this guy over here, he's presenting, there could be 100 times in which the Flash family beat, what's his name? There could be 100 times where the Flash family beats up Reverse Flash, but there's only one instance in that actually. There's only one instance in that where that actually like connects the scaling, right? There could be again like 100 instances of what's it called, the Flash family beating.
Oh, we could just move that. Wait, let's kill the stage. Just move down. I'd love to hear your take on it.
Oh, we need to save recording. Hold on, we need to save recording.
Yeah, save it.
Do you want to? Okay.